Hi, it's Coral. We'll be doing a small episode today. I'm just going to be doing the Mariella ending with the bucket. That's all. Well... yeah, probably that's all. Does anyone really truly know what time it is? Of course I don't. Nobody knows anything. I love these. Some settings are just unsettable. Video games were meant to be played alone. You like being alone, don't you? Oh. Interesting. Alright, let's do this.
All of his co-workers were...
I love to get well someday balloons.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley checked his ego and then proceeded onward.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's
Actually, this one's going to be great, because it's one of my favorites in the original.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished.
So mostly the same so far.
His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket.
Wait a second. This is the reverse of...
crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd.
My bucket's gone.
Now he felt himself floating
I miss
off
it.
the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Could it truly be?
This is
He
really
rushed
weird.
forward from room to room, passing by one bucket.
Oh
after
god,
the
they're
next.
everywhere.
None of them were his. None of them were his
When did that
special
happen?
bucket.
Come to me, Stanley.
There's so many buckets.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside him all along. It was incredibly painful.
Oh god.
Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security.
Okay, okay.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his
This
bucket
is something.
with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
I love that. Okay, fine, one more thing. Let's do the achievement text, but with the bucket, if I can. I've already gotten the
Stanley
achievement,
decided
but I
to
hope
go to
that's
the meeting
fine.
room. Stanley cradled the bucket in a gentle embrace, protective yet delicate, assertive yet compassionate.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the
I heard there's
achievement?
extra dialogue if you use with the
Click a door
bucket.
5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort.
The bucket
from
has such
noble
great
prayer.
graphics on it, I'm
Perhaps
realizing.
50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
No, I'm still not feeling it. You see, now that you've gotten the bucket involved, my standards have gone up. Merely clicking a single door is no longer enough. Now, I want to see you press this bucket against multiple doors. Now that's the kind of thing that merits an achievement. Why don't you put 20 bucket touches into door
Bucket
417?
touches, I love it.
Okay, great. Now, go touch the bucket on door 437 a few times. Yes, now we're getting somewhere. How about door 415? Give it some bucket love.
Bucket love. That's a statement I never want to hear. That's a phrase I never want to hear. Bucket love.
Now back to door number 437. You know, I think the copy machine needs some attention. Why don't you rub the bucket on it a bit?
Oh my god.
All right, back to room 417.
That is a weird thing to say.
I think we're getting somewhere.
Oh, this one.
Okay, now bring the bucket on top of employee 419's desk.
Huh.
Yes, this is great. Now the bucket knows exactly what it's like to be employee 419. Now, let's introduce it to door 416. We've almost got it. Now make the bucket and the copy machine touch again.
This dialogue was worth it, I think.
Finish it off, Stanley. 5 touches of the bucket on door 430. Yes, we did it. Wow, that felt amazing. You know, not all buckets will get this kind of experience. They won't all know what it's like to slam repeatedly against nearly every door in one section of an office building, or what it's like to be employee 419. Buckets may dream of an experience like this, but few can say they've truly lived it. You've given a bucket hope today. Stanley, I'm very proud of you.
Let's do the, Sorry, I'm getting way out of my scope here, but I want to do the, heaven ending, the thing,
All
that
of his
thing.
co-workers were
But
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go
you know
to
the
the meeting
one,
room.
where you
Perhaps
do all the
he
inputs.
simply
I want to
missed a
see
memo.
what happens if I do that with the bucket. It's a quick one.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps... Stanley's bucket. The only co-worker he would ever...
I don't know where all of them are.
Stanley clung the bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone?
So we'll see, I guess.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started.
Oh wait, I can't do this one with the bucket, because the final one is in the
Stanley
office.
hoped that he would one day see weather.
Shoot. That was a mistake. Wait, where's the...
Is Stanley, without the bucket, really Stanley at all?
I don't know where this one is.
No, surely not.
Oh, it's here. But yeah, I just realized I can't do this with the bucket because the last one is here. That's okay. I like being here anyway. I love that heaven is just buttons. It's very fun. And the music is just... fits the tone so well. Great. And... let's also do the, bucket adventure line.
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply...
I have time. I think that's going to be a long one.
Connection to all buckets everywhere. This adventure, he decided, was for all... Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But
I feel like this is one of the last ones I can go for.
That the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Yeah, I honestly don't know.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place
What?
eventually. You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before.
True.
Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Yes. Let's see this.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
The music's back. I love this music. No, I'm not going to sing along, but it's great.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up. Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
Oh?
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready. Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and... The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spell-binding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
I love this. Wow, fade to black. I'm guessing this is going to continue because it is, after all,
How
the confusion ending.
Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
What new mysteries lay in store for our bucket-loving heroes today? Let's find out.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Do we have anything more to do over there even? Let me think. I think that's it.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the...
Let's see if it's the exact same. No new dialogue whatsoever. I'm gonna reset then.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually. You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we...
Yeah, it's the same. Okay. What else is left?